chasing Mark Martin. Mark is the type of driver, he might just give you 3 car lengths behind you. And he might keep that 3 all the time. He might have the ability to stretch it after 10 or 12 car lengths, but he's just kind of like hanging that carrot in front of the horse. Just keep on trying to get it. And he's making you abuse your car more than you want to. So he's really good at being a leader in the race. He just gives you what he wants you to have.
He's teasing you, really.
Yeah, we've seen a couple times Presley close in on him, and then, you know, Marcus stretch it back out again. There's the amount of charge he'll close in, and then Mark pulls away. So how long can he keep doing? That's the question.
Those 2 cars have a substantial advantage over the 3rd place car, Jeff Burton, about half a straightaway. Let's move back a little further and show you 6th place. David Green, 3rd in the point standings, driving the Bobby Labonte car, number 44, the Slim Jim Chevrolet. And Tom Peck, who had a strong run at Rockingham, is right there once more. Peck is 7th in the Levin Racing SK Tools car. And they've been going at it just like this for about 20 laps, but they've been closer than they are right now.
Michael, look at this 44 car. This is a good indication of how good racing equipment is, how critical it is to have a top-class car. Last year, Labonte, every time he's driven this car, he's been in contention to win the championship. David Green steps in, good race car driver, and they're a factor every week. So let me tell you, folks, if you got a good race car, it's going to make you look good. If it's off the pace, there's no way to pedal any faster. This car runs good no matter who they put in it.
That's the battle for 6th spot, 6th and 7th. And we'll be back with more from the Hardee's Frisco 200 at Richmond right after this word. Next Saturday, the Slick 5300 live from Atlanta Motor Speedway. 1 o'clock p.m. You'll see it here on TNN. But if you're in the Atlanta area, get down and see these Busch Series cars and drivers in person. Good seats are available for that race. Their ticket office is open today down in Atlanta. You can call up and order seats for the Slick 5300 next Saturday at Atlanta Motor Speedway. Davey Allison has been on pit road, and now Ward Burton brings the Hardee's car in for service as we're up to 73 laps, a little early, awful early for scheduled stops. As you watch Mark Martin from his car, he's trying to lap past Tommy Houston, the 11th place car.
While he's doing that, there we see Presley right on the outside. This is the same thing that happened a while ago with lap traffic. We see Waltrip on the outside with a 59 of Presley there. There goes the 60 car, Mark Martin to the inside. This lap traffic really puts these leaders to work. And I've got to tell you, that's some pretty fast lap traffic right there with Waltrip and those guys.
And Darrell are showing now as 2 laps down. Having started in last place, they're going past him for the 2nd time in the Western Auto car. Let's check with Glenn.
Well, folks, I'm sure you know this is Ricky Pearson, the crew chief for Robert Presley. Rick, if we continue under green, how much longer can we go till you got to stop for fuel and tires?
We'll go about 1:30, and we'll probably get 4 tires under green, and they'll go the rest of the way.
All right, well, Robert has been awfully patient thus far, content to ride behind Mark Martin. Do you have something left for him, or are you hanging on?
Well, I don't know if he's riding or racing hard as he can. He hasn't said a whole lot, but, you know, Mark, he wore a butt out down at Rockingham last week, and we're just trying to pay him back this week.
Okay, he followed him all day down there. Ricky calls the lap times out every lap to Robert to let him know just how he's doing on the racetrack.
Good battle here. That's Tom Peck, who had been chasing David Green and still is, but for this lap traffic. Bobby Dodder's going to take the low line right with him. That's Chuck Bound in the Nescafe car up on the high side, and his younger brother Jim Bound just behind there in that dial page car ahead of Steve Grissom. So cars battling both on the lead lap, and those cars that are 1 lap down are racing just as hard against one another, and it makes it tough in traffic.
I tell you what, to see Tom Peck running again, he's putting 2 weeks back-to-back, some good runs. He ran exceptionally well at Rockingham, and looks like their race team's on top of what's going on now.
These cars are battling hard, 1 lap down for 17th place, Chuck Bound and Bobby Dodder. Glenn?
Mike, Chuck Bound had some problems in practice earlier this morning. They didn't like the way the car felt. They came and said they changed everything about the car except the driver. Well, it didn't work. Now the car is extremely loose. He's just waiting till he can come in and make a pit stop, try to tighten that car up. But they rolled the dice, gambled, and went the wrong way.
So he's dropped in now behind Dodder and ahead of his brother Jim. Back with the leaders, Darrell Waltrip trying to get one of his laps back on Robert Presley there.
He just pitted and put on fresh tires. Darrell just came out of the pits, and show you how much that means. Watch how quick he drives by. Here's Mark Martin. We haven't seen anyone pass him all day. There goes Waltrip around the outside. Pretty good indication of how important those pit stops are, getting those fresh tires.
what should be his only stop of the day. Let's give you this Napa Field standing update brought to you by Napa, because there are no unimportant parts. Here's how they were running at 65 laps before these pit stops began. The first 10 cars you'll see are on the lead lap right now. Balance of the field a lap almost behind. Neil, you missed the setup at this racetrack, and it looks like it shows more from the middle of the corner on out than it does going into the corner.
Yeah, we just talked about Chuck Brown having a loose condition. Boy, you can't even imagine the gas pedal up off the corner of the car. It's trying to get out from under. You got to really pinch the car down off of that second turn, and it just kills your lap times. And then if you get in a push condition, you got to be careful, because you got the steering wheel turned. The car will not get up off that corner. I mean, you better be right here. It's going to make for a long day.
Let's update you that Davey Allison is behind the wall and out of the race, and Tracy Leslie has just returned to the event 32 laps down.
Ward Burton is also coming down pit road. He's several laps down, and they've got to work on that motor see if they can get it straightened out.
Second stop for Ward. We've been under green since the start of this race. Todd Bodine following Butch Miller, racing for 12th spot, a lap down, and there's Davey, Red Farmer, and the crew.
Well, a valve cover up. Must be a valve crank problem. That's not uncommon for these V6 motors. I'm telling you, to make them snatch the kind of weight around like they do, they just use a lot of work. Let's go down to Randy.
Davey Allison, interestingly looking underneath the hood. Davey, do you know what the problem is?
Not sure right now. Just picked up a vibration right from the start, and then we lost the cylinder. I think it may have broken a valve spring. That's what we're checking to see.
Well, they'll try and get it back out there, but Davey, of course, not running for Busch International points, so they definitely just want to see what the problem is so they can cure it. They've had a bunch of bad luck on this car, although they've run good in a lot of places.
But there's a lot of these things you can't cure in the shop or on the dyno. The only way to cure them is to test. Once you're this far back in a race like this, and you get a competitive car back out there, it's like a big test session. Speaking of dropping a valve,
we saw Darrell Walker because he ran off in the first turn. A lot of smoke. Here we're over the lead. There's Darrell. He's pulling over the inside. As he went down the front row, there's a little smoke out the back of it.
Well, today's event has not been kind to the Winston Cup drivers. Waltrip, Allison, Gant, all in the garage. Ward Burton's car you'll see being pushed to the garage as Darrell goes by right there.
Mike, people might say, well, if you turn too many RPM and you blow the motors up, why do they put those gears in there? If you want to race at this level of competition, you better be ready to gamble. Somebody today is going to pull an extremely low gear and win the race. If you're going to race against them, you got to pull it, and you're going to blow up a lot of motors chasing them.
Ninth place is at stake here. Hermie Sadler's having a good day on the lead lap. And that Virginia is for Lover's car. That's the Don Beverly car that Jimmy Hensley had a lot of success with. Terry Labonte is right with him. They are racing for position. Let's get Hermie's point of view. He pulls up on the Burger King car of Dave Rossetti. And that's Richard Lassiter on the inside. Turn 2.
And here's a perspective of being on the outside coming off turn 2. You got that guy inside of you. It takes a little bit of running room away. You know, got up off that corner without any trouble.
Now they're racing for 9th place, and just ahead cars racing for position as well. Let's go back up front here as Jeff Burton in the Baby Ruth car. The Phil Martocci Ford has caught Robert Presley for 2nd place.
You know, that's why I was saying a little bit earlier, Presley really chasing Mark Martin. Was Mark throwing the bait out there and Presley really running his car in the ground? It seemed to me before Presley made his game driving deep in the corner. That cost you a little bit as you go along. There's the 8 car driving by him. But he might have the ability to run that leader down.
2 Fords now at the front of the field. Chevrolet in 3rd. That'd be Presley. And Nemechek in a Chevy in 4th. Just 9 laps from halfway here at Richmond International. Mark Martin leading Jeff Burton, Robert Presley, Joe Nemechek, Rick Mann.